Upbeat, mysterious intro music fades in and then out. Hey everyone, and welcome back. When you think of the American gold rush, what comes to mind? Probably bustling boomtowns, rugged prospectors with pickaxes, and maybe even some Wild West shootouts, right? But what happened after the gold ran out? Today, we re-journeying into the shadows of history to explore the ghost towns the gold rush left behind. Forgotten places with stories that are just as rich as the gold they once held. Our first stop is Bodie, California. This isn't just any ghost town, it's a national historic landmark, preserved in a state of arrested decay. Walking through Bodie is like stepping into a time machine. The general store still has canned goods on its dusty shelves. And inside the schoolhouse, you can almost hear the ghostly echoes of children's lessons. In its heyday in the late 1870s, Bodie was a wild place. With a population of nearly 10,000, it had over 60 saloons, a notorious red light district, and a reputation for brawls and gunfights. Legend says a little girl whose family was leaving town wrote in her diary, "Goodbye God, I'm going to Bodie." The town was so infamous that the phrase "a bad man from Bodie" became common slang. But when the mines declined, people left as quickly as they came, leaving behind their homes, their businesses, and their dreams. The cold, high desert winds now whisper through the empty buildings, carrying tales of fortune, desperation, and sudden abandonment. Next, let's head over to Montana to visit Bannack. Founded in 1862 after a major gold strike on Grasshopper Creek, Bannack quickly became the first territorial capital of Montana. It was a town built on hope, but it was also a town steeped in lawlessness. The early days were plagued by a notorious gang of road agents, rumored to be led by the town's very own sheriff, Henry Plummer. This gang was responsible for over 100 murders and countless robberies. Imagine the fear and paranoia that must have gripped the community, not knowing if the man sworn to protect them was actually their greatest threat. Eventually, a group of vigilantes took matters into their own hands, hanging Plummer and his associates in early 1864. You can still see the gallows they built. Over 60 structures remain in Bannack, from the Grand Hotel Meade to the simple log cabins of the miners. Walking its deserted main street feels heavy with the weight of its violent and dramatic past. Now, let's travel to the rugged mountains of Colorado and discover St. Elmo. This is one of the best preserved ghost towns in the state, and it feels incredibly alive, even in its silence. Unlike the wild and woolly reputation of Bodie or Bannack, St. Elmo was more of a family town, servicing the nearby Mary Murphy mine, which produced over $60 million worth of gold. The town had a general store, a telegraph office, and even a dance hall. But its story is tied to one particularly loyal resident, Annabelle Stark, affectionately known as Dirty Annie. As the town's population dwindled after the mine's closure, Annie and her brother Tony stayed behind. For decades, they were some of St. Elmo's only inhabitants. Locals say she was a bit eccentric, often seen patrolling the town with a rifle to protect her property. After her death in 1960, St. Elmo truly became a ghost town. The general store still operates for tourists today, a living piece of history where you can buy souvenirs and imagine what life was like when the streets were filled with the sounds of wagons and the chatter of miners. But not all ghost towns are so well preserved. Many have almost completely vanished, reclaimed by nature. Take Skidoo, California, located in the heart of Death Valley. In the early 1900s, Skidoo was a bustling community with a bank, a telephone line, and even a water pipeline that ran for 23 miles, hence the name Skidoo 23. It was a marvel of engineering in one of the most hostile environments on Earth. The town was known for its high-grade ore, but its history is also marked by a grim event, the lynching of a man named Joe Hoach Simpson. After his public hanging, the story was sensationalized by newspapers, giving Skidoo a dark reputation. Today, almost nothing remains. The harsh desert climate has eroded the wooden buildings, and all you'll find are a few stone ruins and the faint outlines of old streets. Skidoo is a stark reminder of how quickly human ambition can be swallowed by the wilderness. It shows us that for every Bodie that's preserved, there are dozens of other towns that have become little more than whispers on the wind. So why are we so fascinated by these places? I think it's because they're not just empty buildings. They're monuments to the human spirit. They represent the incredible risks people were willing to take for the chance at a better life. The gold rush was a powerful, chaotic force that built cities, shaped states, and defined an era of American history. But these ghost towns tell the other side of the story. They speak of the failures, the heartbreaks, and the inevitable end of the boom. They are tangible connections to the past, filled with the untold stories of ordinary people who lived extraordinary lives. Every weathered plank of wood, every broken piece of glass, holds a memory of the dreams that were chased here. These towns are a powerful lesson that fortune is fleeting, but the stories of those who seek it can last forever, waiting in the silence for someone to come and listen. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into America's forgotten past. What are some of your favorite ghost towns or historical mysteries? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay curious.